Hey everybody, so welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be kind of a watch me work. This is my first time recording me working on a client. This is one of my dearest friends. I absolutely love her. She also has amazing hands and nails to work on. She's one of those people that if you know, her nails are really easy to do. I don't know what it is, but anyway, so this is going on 7 weeks of grow out. I don't know how it happened. We normally don't wait that long. It was not quite 7 weeks, but over 6 weeks. So right here, I am taking off her gel polish, and I'm just kind of getting an eye of what we got going on for lifting or whatever, because I mean, there's got to be some. It's been 6 to 7 weeks. So the first two fingers weren't bad. This middle finger did have quite a bit of lifting on it. And then her thumb had a lot of lifting on it also on this hand. Usually her right hand is a little worse than the other hand. And she's one of my people that struggles with lifting. Just some people have more oily nail beds. And they just lift more often, and she's definitely one of my people. But the fact that they were all still on was surprising to both of us because of how long it had been. So I'm going through. I have a 2X course 5-in-1 Pana bit right now, and I have my e-file on like 24,000 RPMs. Don't do it that high if you're not comfortable with an e-file, because it can be extremely dangerous. So I'm going through and I am debulking, because we're going to have to completely rebalance this nail and cut it down and stuff like that. So I'm going over it. I'm thinning it out, and where I see lifting, I'm just going over that part and thinning that out very gently, because this is such a coarse bit and it is going so fast that once I start getting closer, to it being thinned out, I just kind of very gently glide over it, and it eventually flicks off. You want to focus on getting behind the lifting, basically. So you'll start filing where the lifting stops, because you have to get rid of all of that lifting right there. If you don't, you run the risk of possibly more lifting with your next set and greenies, which you do not want greenies and moisture trapped under there. So this nail definitely had a bit of lifting. And I kind of switch back and forth because I don't want to get any heat spikes, and I don't like to focus on just one area too much. So yeah, anyway, so that's what I'm doing here. And I don't think I record all of the nails of the debulking. It was a lot of filing. It was a lot of taking off lifting and stuff. And that takes time, that it takes quite a while to get all that stuff off. I think her middle finger and her thumbnail, basically we filed off a majority of it, and she just had a tip left. And these nails have been on for a while. I think her real nail on most of them is completely grown out now with the nail. A couple of them we had to replace, so they're not quite there yet. But anyway, just keep watching, and I will come back for the next part. And I don't think I show every single step, just because some of it gets repetitive and stuff. So, but anyway, I'll be back. And right here, we're going in and trimming them down. So we trim down the few fingers, because I'm just going to show you guys these 3. So I focus on these for the video. And then I end up like showing her, and she's like, yeah. And after doing people's nails for so long, you can just kind of read them. And I could tell that they were still just a little long for her. So But sometimes people don't want to say, okay, just a little bit shorter. And so, you got to kind of look for those cues. And so I was like, are these a little too long? And she kind of looked at me. And so we went back and got them to the length that she preferred. And she's my best friend, so I can just kind of read her. So I thought it was just funny, though, because she was like, yeah, no, they're fine. And I'm just like, they're too long, huh? So anyway, that's what we're doing. And then, yeah, moving on. Okay, so off camera, I finished debulking them, taking off the lifting, refining the shape. We brought them back into a coffin nail. And then, so now I am taking my sanding band and I am prepping the natural nail and just getting any remaining lifting that I didn't feel comfortable getting with that super coarse bit. And on her middle finger, you can see it's really down there to like the tip. Unfortunately, she ended up putting her hand in her pocket and hit it, and it kind of lifted it some more, so we had to take some more off, but that's okay. And then her thumbnail, you can definitely see it's down there too. So we did all of that off camera. It just takes a lot, and I was not going to bore you guys with just filing and filing and filing. But anyway, so that's what we're doing now. And then, and see right here, there was still some lifting. You can tell where it's lighter right there, that I didn't get with my 5-in-1 course 2x course bit. And so I'm just kind of getting it up with my sanding band. And so after that, I go and do her cuticles, and then we continue on. And while I'm doing this cuticle prep, I kept this in real time. The rest of my video was sped up. And my e-file is probably on about 4,000 RPMs. And I just go real slow and real gentle, and I try to keep my the bit pretty flat to the nail because I don't want to, put any indents or grooves or ring of fires on there. So that was in real time. Now we're back to sped up. So now I'm just dehydrating the nails. I ran out of my dehydrator, but I've always heard that acetone was just such an amazing dehydrator. So that's what I'm just going in here using, especially with her being a problem lifter. I just kind of really am getting in there. And then I will go in and do 1 coat of Young Nails Protein Bond, which I'm doing right here. And so at this point, I do one hand at a time because I don't, once this primer is on here, your nails get sticky and, people are on their phones, they put their hands in their pockets, so I like to just, at this point, do one hand at a time with the primer. So I'm going in with my Young Nails Protein Bond. And then after this, I do 1 coat of this No Lift Nails primer. This No Lift Nails primer has definitely helped my problem lifters for sure. This is an acid-based primer. I don't know why it helps so much. I think it just kind of helps etch the nail more. But you got to be careful putting this on because if you touch the skin with it, it will sting a little bit. But this has definitely been a saving grace for my problem lifters. And because the protein bond alone, just it wasn't doing it for me. So anyway, we're doing that, and then I'm gonna go in with my Young Nails clear acrylic, my Glam and Glitz monomer, and my Bomb Nails size 14 Kolinsky brush. Alright, so as you can see here, I am now going in with my hand file. Some people like to go in with the hand file first after application, and other people like to go in with the e-file first. I've tried it both ways, and this is just the way that it worked best for me. So just try it out and see what works best for you. So I get the underneath just to make sure no acrylic is under there anymore, and then I get the sidewalls and then the free edge. And then I'll go over the top of the nail and blending like the top side down on each side, just to make sure the structure is right and the shape is what I want it. Because the top of your nail, looking at it from above, your shape can look off if your nail is bulkier on one side, and then you're filing the side edges, but that's not fixing your shape because you really need to be filing like the top parts. So anyway, that's what I'm doing with my hand file, and I do majority of my filing with my hand file, and then I go in with my e-file to seal the cuticles and, you know, debulk or whatever I need to do. So that's what I'm doing here, and I always use a new file for every client, and you always want to go in and with just like I have a designated file that I use to season, is what it's called, your files. You file the sharp edges, basically where it could be touching their skin right there. And even though I did this, I still ended up cutting her a little bit on one of her nails, and I felt horrible. I don't do it often, but it does happen, and so you just want to make sure that you're filing off those edges really good of the file before you go in. So that's what I'm doing here, and then I will go into using my e-file and let you guys watch. Okay, and this bit I changed it to a medium grit. Well, not grit, it's a medium coarseness 5-in-1 panna bit. This is my go-to for cuticle sealing or debulking. I love the 5-in-1. It's a safety bit, so it's not super sharp right there. And I've fallen in love with this bit and the shape. And I've tried like a barrel bit again recently, and it just wasn't my favorite. So these are my go-to bits, the 5-in-1 safety bits. And I have my e-file on usually 11,000 RPMs right here. And I just go around and I seal that cuticle, and I make sure that I'm like getting it. And sometimes I have to brush off the dust so I can just really make sure that it's sealed and flush. And then I'll go in and do any extra little filing over the nail if I need to. Okay, and for my last step for filing, I go over with the same sanding band that I used at the beginning, and I just go over the entire nail, the cuticle, all of that, and I just file out any divots that the e-file or the previous bit may have left, and then I get it prepared for gel polish because gel polish adheres better when you have a roughed up surface. And yes, the metal bit that I used had a rough surface, but it was still too smooth, if that makes sense. So this is just what I do to finish filing and get ready for gel polish. And also in my gel polish, or in my nail art area of this, I think I know for a fact I didn't show it all. Like, I think I just painted her nails off camera, and then I started doing the design, and she reminded me I wasn't recording. So I started recording, and then for the sticker part of it, I didn't record. My freaking head was in the way, and I was just like, whatever. They can see the end result. So I am just going to let you guys finish watching the video from here. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment. I really enjoy interacting with you guys. If you have any questions on anything that I use, go ahead and ask. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Sorry, my big old head is in the way, guys. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm doing nail art, my face has to be so close to the nails, and I hold my breath, and yeah, I don't know how people do it not right over the nail, because I have to be so close looking and concentrating. Maybe that'll get better as the years go on. I still consider myself new at doing nails. I've been doing nails for like 2 years, so maybe that'll go away, but I apologize for my big old head in the way, but had to get it done. So, yep. Enjoy.